Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to share with you guys the progress that I've made on the wide body kit since the last video. Part of that is going to be showing you guys the pieces that I molded in the last video, pulled them off the car. I've got them mocked up on the car and they look awesome. And then I want to show you guys what I've gotten to on the driver's side of the kit and kind of show you what needs to be done still and just take you guys along with that. If you guys missed the last video, I talked a little bit about how I wanted to upload more content for you guys. And so today starts the mark of that, where I upload more videos and show you guys exactly what's going on with the car a little bit sooner so you guys are more up to date. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this car turned around. That way you guys can see the progress that I've made. Alright guys, let me catch you up with where I'm at on the car. So as far as the driver's side, what I've done so far is I removed the old fiberglass that was on there, I shaved down the foam that was on there, I added new fiberglass on top of that, and then I put clay on top of that fiberglass so I could start shaping it. Now I've shaped it, I've been working on that for a little while. Now I'm to the point where I have to get all the little minute details, all the measurements correct, everything the same. So in order to get both sides perfect, what I had to do is I had to trim down the passenger side of the kit, get all the edges really clean, and start mocking it up and taping it to the side so that way I could see and get it aligned with both sides. So if there's an imperfection on the driver's side, I can see that by looking at the passenger side and kind of shape it from there. So now that the front passenger fender is mocked up, I've got to do the same thing with the rear passenger fender. That way I can shape the rear driver's side fender and get them to match up perfectly. All right, so as you can see, the front passenger fender is mocked up here. I even screwed these two pieces together right here so that way that they would line up really nicely. Obviously there's, you know, some imperfections with it, but I'll be able to get those out with body filler and stuff and really clean it up and get it smooth. Just to let you guys know, this is not the final iteration of this kit. I am going to be making a mold of the final fender that's done. That way the last mold is the perfect mold, the one that I keep forever and make all the parts out of. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing that I did with this with the rear passenger fender. Alright, so before I mock this up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and screw these two pieces together. That way that they line up exactly where I want them to. And then when I put them on the car, I can see exactly where they're going to set up. Alright, so that looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing mocked up. Alright, so before you guys freak out, remember this is Plasti-Dip, it's not actual paint. So when I'm moving the piece around on the car and scratching up the Plasti-Dip, the car will be okay, I promise. Alright, so I noticed there's one issue with the back piece here, so I'm gonna go ahead and fix that real quick. Alright, the rear fender is on, it's mocked up. Obviously it's with tape right now because I don't want to drill holes under the car just yet. But I've got my yellow tape line here, so if I need to pull the fender off, I can put it back on and have a rough outline of where it goes. There's a couple pieces that I still need to trim up. I trimmed the rear piece as you saw. There's some of the parts of the fender that I'm going to have to trim as well. But I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to get started on the front first. I think it's going to be a little bit easier because I know I have that one closer. Alright, so I've got my handy dandy tape measure, so I'm going to start measuring key points over here and get that fender dialed in. All right, guys, so as you saw, I was working on the front passenger fender, doing a lot of work over there, trying to get some fixed points down. Everybody's been asking, you know, how am I going to get this even? How am I going to get both sides the same? And the answer is fixed points. So I spent a lot of time getting the lines across the hood to be even, because it's super important that I take over here, like this fender is not going anywhere. It's not changing. So that's good, because it means that I can measure over here, and whatever it is from that line to the edge of the hood right there needs to be the same from that edge of the hood to that line. So I can measure, I can do that with all of them and get like the hardware areas over here, I can match them up over here, and then what I can do is I can measure how high, so the distance between the fender, the top of the fender, and where the fender flare is going to be, I can get those exact. And so basically I get my fixed points and I just keep going down the fender. So like over here, the first point is to figure out all my hardware holes. Next is to figure out the distance from the top of the metal fender to the top of the fender flare, the distance between the top of the fender flare to the edge of the fender flare, and then figure out this edge, and then I can go from there. That's really been the most difficult part, just because you have to measure 5-6 times to make sure that it's exact. You have to go through everything by itself and then go back over it, and you just keep doing that. So trust me, I wish this was done already. I want the wide body kit to be completed, but I do want to make it perfect. I don't want to slap it together and have it be junk in the end. If I'm going to invest my time in something, I want it to be as close to perfect as possible. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and turn in. It's getting kind of late, but I'm going to pick things right back up first thing in the morning. I will see you guys then. And we have daylight. So I'm going to go ahead and get back to work on the car. As far as things that I want to do today, I want to cut the outer edge of the fender. So you've got this piece that I cut, and so the foam is exposed. The clay is not going to stick to that. So what I have to do is I'm actually going to cut away this as well, and then bring it in, add fiberglass and resin to it, so that way when I go to put clay back on top of it and start to shape it, it actually holds on there and I can really shape out it and not worry about running into this fiberglass, because that gets really annoying. That's one thing I've had to do a lot, is trim all those little areas that stick up. Like this piece right here, that's super annoying. It gets in the way, I have to take that off. But it's coming along okay. Obviously I've got to do a lot of smoothing out to it. I've got to fix this outer edge, but I'll get to work on that and then make some progress. All right, well that's what I'm gonna knock out first. I'm gonna finish my coffee and then I'm gonna go ahead and get to work. All right, so now that I've got fiberglass on the front fender, I'm gonna go ahead and move to the rear fenders and make sure that the rear driver's side is not wider than the rear passenger side. Alrighty, well I'm gonna go ahead and throw this clay in the oven. That way it's ready to go when the fiberglass is dried. Alrighty, so this stuff is super easy. So all I'm gonna do is put my oven to its lowest setting, which is 170 degrees. I'm gonna throw the clay in the oven and then pick it right back up when it's done. Alright, that's had about 10 minutes in there, so let's see. Yep, it's all nice and pliable. don't know why, but clay is always super time consuming. You gotta heat it up, you gotta put it on the part, and I don't know if I'm just trying to put it on too smoothly and perfectly, but it takes hours to get it on there. But anyways, I ran out of clay, so I threw some more that I had in the oven so that way it can be heating up and I can add more to it, fill in the spots that need to be filled. In the meantime though, I do wanna do something else in this video, and that is add a custom shift boot that I made a few days ago. I actually have some footage of that. I'll go ahead and place that here. Alright guys, well here is the finished boot. It's all sewn together, it's even got its M-colored stitching on it. I'm pretty happy with it. It's not 100% perfect, but I think it's pretty decent for a first try, so I'm excited to see it in the car. So the only thing left to do is glue it to the plastic piece that goes in the center console. Alright guys, so now that I've got the boot mocked up, I'm going to go ahead and add a bead of glue on the inside here, clamp it down, let it set, and then trim off any excess, and then throw it in the car. Alright, so the glue around here is still kind of wet, so what I'm going to do is zip tie around the edge, and then that way I can make sure that around here it's all tight and it's going to cure properly. Alright, let's go ahead and get this in here. Alright. Boom. That looks pretty good. Shift knob. Alright, very cool. Well, I'm going to go ahead and zip tie the excess material in here so that way it stays close to the shift knob and I'll be good to go. Alrighty guys, well I finished getting clay on the driver's side of the car, so now all I have to do is over the weekend dial in that side so that it matches the passenger side. Now that's going to be for the next video. Also, I'm going to be mounting the passenger side of the kit in the next video, so make sure you guys are on the lookout for that. I'm actually, getting close with it being taped on, but it keeps moving on me, and so now it's time to finally commit, get it on the car sturdy, so that way when I take a measurement on this side, it's the same that needs to be on the driver's side. Now if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like, a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you guys like that custom shift boot that I made, leave a comment down below on what you guys think I could make for the car as far as a modification that you think would be cool. I've got a lot of ideas obviously for the car, but if you guys have something different and something I like, I'd really love to do that for the car. I think it'd be awesome. The other thing is if you guys haven't clicked the subscribe button already, make sure you guys do that. Also, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, I post more pictures of the car, what's going on with it, so you guys can see more content there. The link is going to be in the description box down below. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and close the video out here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.